My good people, my good people. Hello, world. I'd like to welcome y'all back to the show that's hot with your boy Rob Scott. This is Rob's Two Cents, baby, and this is a special edition. I got a legend in the building. So everybody got their legends in their city, but we got a true Chicago legend right here. We're talking about a pillar in the foundation known as Chicago basketball. He's coached everywhere from Simeon to Daly College to the AAU tournaments to just being the director of everything known at Marquette Park. I got a special friend of mine, a mentor, and a great man, Mr. Coach Shawn Monroe Sr. How you doing, Coach? How you feeling today?
What's up? What's up, Rob?
Hey, I appreciate you for coming on my show. We've been talking about doing this for a while. It's
Okay.
truly an honor. I can't give you a long enough intro, man. I know what you've done for young men all around this city, young women all around this city, man, and what you do for the youth and how you help them navigate their ways to becoming young adults. So I appreciate you coming on the show.
Okay, no problem.
All right, man. We're gonna get right into it, Coach. I
Hmm.
know, you dabbled in politics. For those who don't know, you've been working on the police force for forever. I was joking with Ken. He's like, oh man, Coach Monroe been a cop since I've been in small fry, man, forever. But
Right.
I wanna talk about that. Let's talk about your love that you have to perform your duties as a police officer and how that translates into creating a safe haven for youth in our city through the love of the game of basketball. Let's talk about that, Coach.
Yeah. Okay. Well, before I became a police officer, I worked for Chicago Transit Authority. So I
Hmm.
did that for 10 years, and I started coaching. I really started coaching. My son, he was 7 years old at South Central, and while I was at CTA, I applied for the police department. And I didn't want the job, but I had a manager who knew what I was doing with the community and with my small fry team. So he was like, "Man, you got to take that job." He said because you do a lot with the community, and that job will fit you better than he really he really motivated me to get the job. And from there, I became a police officer. So I really like just transform jobs. But my main job really was already dealing with the community, doing what I've been doing since basically I graduated. Really, after my college, I went right into it. Just started mentoring the kids and starting basketball programs and just trying to get them on the right track, keep them out of trouble, stuff like that.
Yeah, so it looks like you were always into service and to help mentor young lives. So let's continue down that path. When did you know that you had a love of coaching and developing young talent? And what steps did you take into becoming a coach?
Well, you know what? I knew I wanted to be a coach once I got done with my career. I left Simeon. I went down to Clarinda, Iowa, junior college, and I came back and played at Daly College, where I ended up coaching, and then from Daly College to Chicago State. Okay, but I also had a son in high school. So I already knew my purpose. Was to take care of my son and get some type of career on. But at the same time, I knew I wanted to coach because I was a bad kid coming up, and if it wasn't for basketball, it kept me out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to give back. That was my main goal in life, to give back.
That's beautiful. I want to take you down memory lane. I like to do my research on who I'm talking to. So I like to just show you a couple pictures and show the Rob's 2 cents or Rob heads as I'm now dubbing them. Just exactly what you do. We see you right here, and as I mentioned, a staple in the
Right,
community. With me growing up in Marquette Park, I've known about these small fry leagues, and even though I wasn't in those leagues, I know everybody that was and how we all eventually
right.
came together to know each other. And then
Uh huh.
we look at this. to you teaching the
Oh
grown
yeah.
folk, still out here mentoring, still out here winning
Right.
championships and getting it done to eventually being honored as a true Marquette Park legend. Let's talk about
Yeah.
that, folks. What have you always been in Marquette Park, or what made you come this way? And I know you were, I believe you were like the director of athletics for Chicago Park District, correct?
Well, you know what? I worked for the Park District for the summers. I
Yeah.
pretty much directed the summer basketball program. So I started out at Limblom, and then I moved it over to Marquette. But I was already at Marquette. I've been at Marquette Park since 1991.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, I started out with West Pullman, small fry, and then I branched off from West Pullman and started my own program at Marquette Park. So I've seen like 5 supervisors come in and out of Marquette Park. And, I planted my seed right there. And so far, man, it's been a great experience for me personally because it's like something that I built, you know what I'm saying? So I'm proud of that.
Yeah. Speaking of building it, I just showed you worked with small fry, you worked with kids from
Mhm.
elementary school, you worked with high schoolers, and you've worked on the collegiate level. Explain the difference of, patience that you have to have, working in between different groups and different ages. And I gotta ask a question, who's the worst to work with? Is it the adults or is it the kids?
Well, I'm, I'm going to tell you this, man. I always tell folks this: the pay scale should be reversed, okay? Because um, dealing with the kids, you dealing with so many other elements. You know, you dealing with their where they live. What's going on in their household. You dealing with school. You don't have all the help that you might have on a high school level, on a college level. So you like a one man band. You don't have the funding. So I'm like, it should be reversed. People who get paid the most in basketball should be at the very beginning,
Yeah.
because you dealing with so much. You know what I'm
You
saying?
dealing with
You don't
dealing with
have the support.
parents, yeah. Yes, sir.
You know, you
And I
dealing
know
you
that.
you dealing with the player development. You know what I'm saying? You saying this player come to your gym and he might be having a bad day at home, a bad day at school. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much to deal with, man. And then teaching these kids, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, teacher gotta teach, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have program that's gonna take them from the dribbling to passing to understanding the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, emotions come out and everything. So it's just so much involved at the lower level, But to be honest with you, it can get tough at the college level too, because you find so many players at the college level that's just gifted with skills and don't know fundamental basketball. So you got to kind of like teach them too,
And
So
it's frustrating trying to tell a grown man to listen.
yeah, you got to remember that they grown, and if they get to that point, they can be like, man, F this, you know what I'm saying? And they can just come back at you like a grown folk, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta really know what you're dealing with. You just can't be out here thinking that basketball is just basketball. No, you gotta have a plan.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. And you have a long list of successful players that you coach. Let's just go down the line for just a couple. I know you
Hmm.
know that face.
That's Derek.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Derek, man. Derek, I got Derek when he was like in third grade, third and fourth grade, and when I saw the kid, man, I already knew um, he was gonna be one. He just had raw talent. You know what I'm saying? Raw talent, and so I had to teach him just a little fundamentals, to get him polished up. Left hand stuff like that, because most kids come in, they dominant with dominant hand. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So once we polished him up on, left hand stuff, he was
Yeah.
already raw, man. For a third and fourth grade, I was like, wow. So I already knew when I saw that kid that he was going to the NBA.
Yeah.
Certain
Yeah.
kids, certain kids you can tell they gifted. You know what I'm saying? They just got to stay on the right track and have the right people around them.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. You've also coached this guy, Big Tim Flowers.
Oh man, Tim and Derek, they pretty much was together because when I had the small fry going on, I also had Biddy ball. Small fry only go up to 5'1", so we started a program where you can be any height. As long as you was in that age group. So when I had Tim, Derek, I can't remember. Oh, they had the twins around the house. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
We had some people on that team, man. And Tim again, another one. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't a real tall. He was a big guy for grammar school, but he wasn't no 6'8", 6'9" guy. But man, very powerful, man. Very
Yes, sir.
powerful.
And
Yeah.
to take it a little old school, I know you also had to coach Tony Allen.
Oh yeah. Tony Allen and Cordell Henry. Um, they was at South Central with me when I was coaching over at South Central, but they played on other teams. So I took both of them to West Pullman because I was like, hey, we finna go run this small fry thing. So I took both of them over to West Pullman. We had a summer league, and they came over there. We won the summer league, and then that's when they end up because I was a part of West Pullman, but I was coaching on lower level.
Hmm.
So they were so good, they went to that varsity level, and they just took off, man. Cordell and Tony, they just took off from there. It just a matter again of them staying on the same track. Tony had some roadblocks once he got in high school. He went to Julian, and he had to get himself together. Fell off a little bit, but once he transferred out of Julian and went over to Crane, that was his second chance. And then I believe he also had another chance. He was at the junior college, and I think during this time, the university close to the junior college he was at, I think that was that university that had that plane crash or
Mm.
something, and so he feeded right into that program. But I ain't sure, man. I'm getting old, man, so I got to research that. But I know
Yeah.
he caught some real lucky breaks. You know what I'm saying? Already can play. So, when you already can play, you just need those breaks. You just
Yes,
need those
sir.
breaks at the right time. And once they come, you take advantage of it. Look at Tony played in a world championship game.
Yeah, 2008. Tony
Yeah,
Allen is an NBA champion.
yeah,
Three-time NBA first team all defense,
yeah,
three-time NBA second team
yeah.
all defense.
Yeah, he really turned it around, man. And one good thing about Tony Allen, when the small fry team, when we went to Memphis, when we would travel to Florida, but we always stopped at Memphis on the way there. And he would take care of the team, man. He get everybody tickets. We got 50 people on the bus. Everybody got tickets. You know what I'm saying? Coming in, giving them souvenirs. I mean, he always just took care of us. Tony was the real deal.
Yes, sir. And then I know you know this face. Now, a lot of people might not know my brother Deontay, but Deontay, man, I've seen him come a long way from playing at Daly College to going overseas. He's a three-time champion now, won the championship last year. And I just found out, and I want to give him a shout out, that he's going to be inducted into the Hubbard High School Hall of Fame. Coach, talk about you and Deontay's relationship.
Well, I can tell you something about Deontay, man. Deontay, when I first seen him, small fry, I gave him the name franchise. Did you ever hear anybody call him
Oh,
franchise?
yes, sir. That's his name. He called himself Tay Franchise on Instagram right now.
Oh, okay. Well, I gave that name, man, because when I saw him, I was like, okay, he's a franchise player. You know what I'm saying? And then he was playing behind Aaron Johnson.
Yeah.
So I mean, both of them together, man. I mean, they was just. man, two small guards that had game. They just had game. You know what I'm saying? Deontay pretty much was overlooked. I thought, coming out of high school. I don't know why, man. You still got a lot of colleges. They don't pretty much go after small guards. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be a real beast. You know what I'm saying? And then again, just have that path going for you. But I thought he should have went to a better school than
Mm-hmm.
Daly. But I was glad, you know what I'm saying, because I got the job at Daly, and Deontay, Keith Conway, Johnny, all of them was from Hubbard. So
Mm-hmm.
they were my first three signees. Those were my first three scholarship players. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Dante just took off from there. He always had it. You know what I'm saying? And by him playing for the mad sciences, you know who that is, right?
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
You know, yeah, the mad scientist. You know what I'm saying? He can do some wonders too, man. So he really helped Deontay in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
um, along with me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna give him a lot of credit for what he did with the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that team was um we played a Division One JUCO national schedule, and we ran into a lot of top ranked teams when we had Deontay, Keith. Who else was on there? We had the shooting guard. What was the shooting guard name? Police officer too. Smooth.
Smooth, yeah. Big smooth.
You know what I'm saying? And we had Ken Jackson, but Ken Jackson couldn't cut it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, the man scientist was, man. He made you earn every little bit on in practice on the courts. So Ken just couldn't cut him, man. He's a hard coach to play for, so it's understandable. You know what I'm saying? I tried my best to keep Ken on the team, and I don't know if you knew this, man. Ken Jackson led us in scoring like the first three games of the season.
Oh, I was at one of those games.
Yeah, it wasn't Deontay. it was KJ.
Yes, sir. And we know about what Ken has done, not only for Daly, but what he used to do at Dunbar and what he's still doing now in his leisure
Yeah,
time. He get these boys hell.
yeah, and I always respect him. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it was hard playing for the man scientist, man. But I think if Ken would have hung in there, he would have been just like Deontay. They
Yeah.
both would have been two small dogs. They would have got their recognition. You know what I'm saying? But Deontay just took it to another level, man. That's why he doing what he's doing right now. I'm proud of him. He's seeing the world. Um, um, I'm just proud of the kid, man. Only thing I wish he did was call me up a little more and say, "Hey, coach, how you doing?"
Hey Tay, if
But
you
that's
seeing this, or anybody that knows Tay like I do, man, hey, tell Tay Coach say he waiting on the call, Lord Jesus.
yeah. What? Not just him, man. It's just ain't him, man. You got a lot of guys. Once they move on, you know what I'm saying, and they get caught up, and just growing up and having fun. They sometimes they forget about the coaches, man. But the greatest part, I think, in being a coach is when the player come back and he just call you up and call and see how you doing. That's the best part about being a coach.
Mm,
It ain't even about you being a part in their success. It's a part. It's just the respect to have. Hey, let me call up Coach Monroe or Coach whatever, see how he doing. You know what I'm saying? Because we put a lot of time in these kids, man. And it's one thing about me. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Because I played grammar school ball, high school ball, college. You know what I'm saying? And every last one of my coaches, I kept in touch with them until they was gone.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way I am. You know what I'm saying? People that put time in with me, I'm saying, I'm never gonna forget about them.
mm,
So kids, they just I don't hold it against them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm proud of them. I'm proud of all of them. But that's the only
mhm.
thing that I wish that players would do is remember the coaches that helped them, along the way. And like I say, a phone call every day. I call Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones coached my son in small fry.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Jones is 92 years old.
Mm.
And I called Jones, and me and Jones, and we had some run-ins and small fry and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Don't tell me
Because he
you
got
one of them
a great
parents,
guy.
coach.
Huh?
I say, don't
Huh?
tell me you one of them type of parents, coach.
No, no,
You.
no. While he was coaching small fry,
Yeah.
uh, I was coaching small fry too.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I had a rookie team at the time. So Jones, this was his first year as a varsity player. So he picked my son to play on his team. My son was only like 11 years old, so he was like real young, but he was good. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? So Jones, he actually did a good favor for me by coaching my son and putting him with an organized coach. Jones very organized, so
Yeah.
you ain't go wrong with a kid being with a good coach. But,
Mm.
but no, we had our run-ins because once I got my varsity team, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you was good with my son, but I'm trying to beat everybody.
Well,
So
talk about that.
we fell out a couple of times, but what I'm trying to say is still today,
Yeah.
I call Coach Jones to see how he doing. Because even though he wasn't my coach, he was my
Mhm.
son coach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. So let's
Yeah.
talk about it. I know you've been coaching for a while, and
Uh,
most coaches that I've either heard in interviews or I've had conversations with, they've had coaches or certain people that influences them in their younger years to kind of get them on their role. Talk about some coaches who you came across, especially with you being able to play on all three levels, who you came across that really impacted you and kind of molded your coaching style today.
well, I'm gonna tell you, man. One of my first coaches was the late great Robert Turner. Okay, he coached me in a lot of park district stuff, and he knew the talent I had. He didn't even want me to go to Simeon. He just come to my games at Simeon and say, "Man, we gotta get you out of here because." I was the only player not recruited at Simeon, so you already
Mm,
know what I had to, you
mm-hmm,
know. But he was like, "We gotta get you out of here," boom, 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 boom. But coming up, he was one of my mentors because he just took me so many places to play, and he followed me through high school. And then when my son was able to play, he um, followed my son, kept them in tournaments. So we just had a connection from that through basketball, through everything. I'm talking everything, all the way up until the day he died, you
mm,
know, and we just had a relationship. So he motivated me to keep basketball in my life and keep that connection with the players that was around him and and everything, and then from there, Hamrick was a
mm.
was
Yeah,
a
Coach
great
Harris.
teacher. Yeah, he was a great teacher. You know what I'm saying? Hamrick made me earn every little minute I got at Simeon. You know what I'm saying? He didn't he didn't recruit me, you know what I'm saying? But I I made it to the starting lineup in my sophomore year, and I had a good year, my sophomore year. Junior year wasn't all that good. Senior year, up and down, you know what I'm saying? But I had a good senior year as well. You know what I'm saying? But just playing for Hamrick for 4 years, knowing how to teach and how to prepare a player, that helped me out a lot. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? And getting programs together, teaching lessons and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then just repetition and everything. Everything. I'm talking about just getting up in them every day and understanding that, hey, if you're gonna be committed to basketball, you know what I'm saying? We gonna practice every chance we get.
mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you become good. You know what I'm saying? So him, with his coaching style, that helped me out a lot. And then I just took all the other coaches that I've been around. You know what I'm saying? You take the good in, and the bad that you take in as well. You try and get that out of the system. You know what I'm saying? Then you try and become your own coach. Now,
yes.
once I got to college and I teamed up with the mad scientist, he taught me a lot too.
Yeah.
He taught me a lot too, but in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess he dealt with collegiate players. You know what I'm saying? So his approach, I didn't appreciate it at first, but I kind of like, okay, I get where he coming from. I was just like a player. I had to buy
Yeah.
in to it.
Yeah.
So you learn to look from everywhere. I mean, basketball is something that you can never stop learning. They got YouTube stuff out. I mean, man, I be watching stuff overseas in another language. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? If it's something I like, I write it down, and I bring it to the flow. You know what I'm saying? So once you become a coach, you got your eyes and ears got to be open, and then you got to find a style and a plan that's gonna fit the players that you have. That's important. You know.
We going and we're gonna continue to dabble into this, coach. But I just want to give you a shout out. I was reading an article and I saw you ran for alderman of the 15th ward in 2007. Um,
Right.
in the realm of politics, was that a one-time deal, or is politics something that you've always been interested in and plan on getting back into?
You know what? When I was at Daly College, I majored in law enforcement. Okay, and in law enforcement, I had an instructor. His name was Kavanaugh, and we had to do a assignment. And we were the mayor. We was the mayor of Podunk City. It's a city he made up. It was an assignment though. So we had the budget, and we had to do a budget for everything. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah,
like it was assignment for me, and I got graded. It was like almost like a midterm, for his class. So uh, me doing the assignment, it kind of came real. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? I'm
yeah,
like, I'm the mayor. I got a budget. I got to do this. I got to do that. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn, a whole lot about the city, about government in the city and everything. So that caught my interest in college.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then as I got pretty much grounded in my work and my career, I was like, okay, this is something I think I might want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I always was a community person.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, let me take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And that was a great experience when I ran for alderman. I learned so much about politics, hands on. And I was like, well, if I win, I know I'm gonna do well. But if not, ain't no returning to that.
You said you
Hey,
went back. You said you went back to what you know.
which
Hey,
never
what's the
left.
old saying?
Yeah, I never
Better the
left.
devil you know than better the one you don't.
Right. Politics is a whole different level, man. And me doing that project, and then like I say, when I ran for alderman, I was like, whoa, this is deep. Politics is what it is. It's politics.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I know you're a busy man. We're gonna get you out of here in a second. I want to
Uh,
go back to this picture. I want you to describe to the audience what was going on this day. And I see they're retiring your jersey. I see Marquette Park on there, and everybody who knows Coach Monroe know what a staple you have been in the Marquette Park community. I just want you to tell the folks what was going on this day and describe the sense of pride that you felt celebrating this moment with your family.
okay, that day right there, that was Unite the City.
Yeah.
That was something that Nike had sponsored, and I was chosen. You know what I'm saying? Me, Sonny Parker, um, AB, and where's that picture at again? I think it was one more guy on there. Yeah, man, that's another thing when you get old, man. And when they ain't on there. But yeah, it was me, Sonny Parker, AB, Washington Park. It was Fosco, Marquette, and it was one more park. Oh, Foster. Was it Foster? Yeah, it was Foster Park.
Hmm.
It was Foster Park. And I can't remember. I don't know if that was Ron. It might have been Ron, but I can't remember, man. But so it was a battle it was United City, and they chose them 4 parks. And they laid it out, man. I'm talking. They had Nike, they had executives. It was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? So I was real proud of that moment, you know what I'm saying? Because like they say, give your flowers while you're alive. So that
Yeah.
was one time, and I invited my family out and everybody, that I knew to come out. It just was a great moment, man, because they honored me, man, and I know I work hard. I've been working hard ever since. And it's not about the money for me, like I
Hmm.
said. It's just about putting in the work and being recognized. You know what I'm saying? So that day right there was a real big day for me and the family, and I didn't know it was gonna be that big, man. But it was. They set it out. Yeah, that was a good shout out to Brandon. I think Brandon Hall put my name in the hat, and then it's another guy down there. I forgot his name. When he played small fry too, and he remembered me, back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but the best part about the whole day was we won the whole thing. you know, so Marquette took everything home. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. That was the first time I saw the Washington Park had the girl for she played at Simeon, then she went to DePaul Morrow, I think, and she just
Yeah.
just went she had some other school, and that was the first time I saw her play, and she was just like Derrick Rose. I'm like, that girl going.
You say you know talent when you see it.
Man, that girl, man, she was out rebounding all the dudes, and man, look, what that, and she was in 7th grade then.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, she going. You know what I'm saying? So I'm anxious. I'm waiting to see her in the bed because she gonna be a force.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. Is
yeah.
there any particular young talent that you're working with now that you kind of see what you saw with D Rose and that young lady you were speaking about tomorrow?
Well, you know what? I'm hard now, man. You know what I'm saying? But because so many of these kids, when they're in the gym, they emulate, NBA stuff, all this Euro stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm hard, man. When I see a guy that's playing hard, that's when I might say something to him, be like, man, that's one. That is rare now, man. You got some young talent. It's this one kid, um, Cal. I coached him in small fry too, and he got a
Mhm.
son. I don't even know. I think a son named Cal too, but he got to be maybe he's probably 7 or 8 right now. And this kid
Yeah.
was good when he was like 4 and 5. So this kid stay in my head, man. He
Yeah.
stay in my head all the time. But his father, he working here and there, and every time I'll be like, man, you gotta get into the gym, get into the gym, get into the gym, because that's a raw talent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you recognize a raw talent, the only thing you can do is try and like just stay on top of it. And that's also what keep you in the game. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Every time I'll be like trying to slide out, I'll be like, okay, this kid got it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's the one kid, he's pretty good. I haven't seen him in a while. And then I got a couple of kids in my program right now. That's 8 years old. My son, he's working with him right now too.
Oh,
They're gonna be pretty good.
okay.
Yeah,
Hey, what's next for Coach
yeah.
Monroe? Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? Do you plan on going back to a collegiate level, or right now are you focusing on continuing to develop the youth in this game of basketball?
You know what? Um, I'm not coaching nowhere. you know, 2 more years, hopefully I'll be retired. Going to just games, you know what I'm saying? I'll go to some practices, and I'll give my opinions, you know what I'm saying, on different, because I got a lot of guys that played for me, they coaching now.
Yeah,
You know what
like
I'm
Tim
saying?
Flowers. See, Tim Flowers now take over as head
Right.
coach of Simeon.
Yeah. Yeah, he's coaching at Simeon,
Yeah,
yeah. But I know a lot of coaches now, you know what I'm saying? So if any of them call me up, and want me to come to their practice or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I give my advice, what I think would make them better. And, a lot of that come from the mad scientist. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Um, I just saw what he did, to an average team to make them a unique team.
yeah,
And without a lot of talent, you know what I'm saying? But just getting them prepared and practice in repetition of doing certain things, certain type of reactions that you're gonna have to react at a game and at game time. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So you
I
can,
got a chance to see that up close too.
yeah. And if you're not doing it in practice, you ain't gonna do it in the game.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I know, or what a team need to do to get better. You know what I'm saying? And they have to do it. They have to do the little things that they don't even know. You know, probably don't even think make a difference. But all the little stuff makes a difference, man. At practice, that's how you become a championship team.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, so that's where
Yes,
I'm
sir.
at, man. Next 2 years, man. I'm planning on retiring this in the beginning of next year, and man, I just want to stay healthy, man.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
just
sir.
want to stay healthy, go see some of these kids play, and hopefully I can get back to playing. You know what I'm saying? Last, last year was the first year I ain't played. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah,
eligible for the 60 and over tournament, and I had to
yeah.
get the knee replaced. So
Uh-oh.
hopefully, hopefully in another year I'll be back out there, and then I'll be making them shots like you was making the other day.
Hey, you had me rolling because I'm like, I know a lot of people don't know I can play, and I might not look like it, but I get down a little bit.
Hey, I didn't know you were shooting at 100%.
Hey, hey, this don't go nowhere. I don't care what else go. That don't go nowhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, coach.
I was impressed.
Hey, coach, man, I want to
Yeah,
thank you for giving me a little bit of your time. I want to give you your flowers. I
appreciate it.
met you at Daly College, a
Uh,
young kid just trying to find his way in the world of basketball. I know I wasn't as good as like Amari, my boy JP, or my boy Ryan, but I knew that was what I wanted to be in. And the mad scientist, he gave me a chance, but you were one of the guys that took me under your wing, and
yeah,
we've been cool ever since. And I've seen how guys just interact with you and the love that you get from all ages. So,
right.
coach, we want to thank you. I want to thank you on behalf of everybody for being somebody who actually cared. That cared more about just winning a basketball game. You cared about developing and molding the young minds to making these guys into the young men they are today. So we appreciate you, coach, and we got nothing but love for you.
Yeah, that's what's most important, man. You hit it on you hit it on the button, man, and just like you know what I'm saying. Even though you didn't play, daily college, and I forgot what the college. How you doing? You was keeping stats, or was you on the mic, or what
Yeah,
how you
I
doing?
started off as the manager on the team, and me and the mad scientist kind of had some words, and
Right,
that was my whole purpose anyway, was to become an announcer because this is what I want to do. That
right.
birthed Rob's 2 cents.
And you know what? And I tell everybody, if you're not playing at the level in basketball you want to be playing at, it's so many other things you can do related to basketball. You don't just have to be a player, you know what I'm saying? And I tell everybody that become a police officer. I'm like, hey, you don't have to be on the streets. It's so many other avenues you can take. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to just be um, on the court, So I like what you're doing, man, doing something you like, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully, man, we see you on ESPN. You take somebody's job.
Hey, I'm coming for it. I'm coming for it. Hey,
Right.
I want to before I get up out of here, I want to thank you again, coach. I want to give a shout out to the WNBA champions, the Las Vegas Aces. My
Oh,
girl Ace Wilson was able to pull it through back-to-back champions. Don't worry, New York. Sabrina Ionescu, who I have dubbed Lady Mamba, she will be back next year. That girl, a dog, is rumors. They trying to get her and Caitlin Clark together. We don't know. We'll talk about that on Tuesday on the show. I want
right.
to thank you, Coach Monroe, for
I,
just showing up for your boy. And this was a great interview. I had to make it happen. We had to hear from you, Coach.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man. To everybody else, man, as Coach said, man, Follow your dreams, man. You never know where they'll take you. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in to the hottest sports conversation in the nation. This has been your boy Rob Scott with Coach Monroe. And you already know the slogan, baby. We
There's a
gone.
bigger fight going on. There's a much bigger agenda than the streets. And I know sometimes it's hard to see that far in front of us, but we have to look past the illusions, look past the delusions of grandeur, and look at the bigger picture. We need to become better versions of ourselves each and every day. Fight for what you believe in. Because if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. We just getting started, baby. You guys know the slogan now. Hope you all have a great evening. And we gone.